My edges went from this to this in a very short while. I'm about to share with you some of the things I did to grow them back in this video. It is a very simple DIY and it is very affordable, so you have nothing to worry about. If you're having issues with your edges, you've been struggling to grow them back, this video is for you, and it is also great for your scalp if you're struggling with dandruff and a lot of shedding. I'll be sharing this simple DIY with you and also talk about the things I stopped doing to start seeing results on time. If you find the video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share the video with someone it might be helpful to. The first ingredient you need, in fact, the only ingredient you need in this video is orange. Get ripe orange and also get your butter or your grease, something heavy to seal in moisture into your edges after doing the DIY. And you also need oil. You can use any oil of your choice. This is one of my DIY oil. What I just did was to cut the orange into small pieces. Just take few slices of the orange. You can use this in two ways, which I'm going to be explaining shortly. The first way I use it is to massage the orange slices into my edges. If you're having dandruff, as in you're battling with dandruff as well, you can use it all over your scalp. Just keep massaging it in and be very gentle in that process, because the hairs on the edges can easily pull out and it's so difficult to grow back. So in this process, make sure you are as gentle as possible. I don't know if I'm the only one that experienced that, but I have noticed that the hairs on my edges are not as strong as the hairs on the other part of my head. So be gentle when you're massaging this into your edges. You can decide to use your two hands to massage at the same time or just use one hand at a time. Whichever one works for you, go for it. But make sure you massage for a while, at least 10 minutes. As I'm massaging that, let me quickly tell you one of the things I stopped doing to see results in my edges. The first thing I stopped doing was to stop holding my edges whenever I'm installing a protective style. Either I'm adding extension or not, I make sure to leave my edges alone. I just let them rest. The part that is too short for me to hold, I just leave it alone and go ahead and install my protective style. After massaging the orange into my edges for at least 10 minutes, I'll take a cotton wool, just soak it in water and then use it to wipe off the orange juice. If you notice, you see that the orange pulps are very difficult to get out of my edges. And this is why I'm going to be talking about the other method you can use to avoid this. But if you are going for this method, make sure you spend your time and be gentle with it and try to get out all the orange pulp from your edges when it is still fresh, because if it dries out, it's going to be so hard on your hair. So be gentle and try to get out all the orange pulps while you are cleaning it off with a cotton wool. To avoid the pulps on your hair or your edges, what you do is to squeeze out the orange juice into a container and then put the cotton wool in. Just soak the cotton wool with the orange juice and use it to massage your edges. And that can also lead to breakage on your edges. So I prefer you just go in with the orange peel to massage your edges. In the process of cleaning off the orange juice, make sure you are gentle, you are not pulling your edges. As you can see from the wool, my hair is still intact, nothing is pulling off. Either you choose to do the method I just showed you or the other one, as in the one that you have to squeeze out the juice. Make sure you are gentle with your edges in the process. And I decided to just wipe off my edges with the cotton wool because I'm not washing my hair today. If I'm doing this on my wash day, I'll just go ahead and wash all of my hair. But because it is not my wash day, I'm just attending to my edges. That is why I'm just wiping it off. And the water I used to do that, there was nothing in it. It was just plain water, no shampoo in it. Whenever I'm doing this, I make sure my edges are very clean before I do it, because after doing that, I don't shampoo. I just use water to clean it off. After cleaning that off, I'll just spray in one of my hair growth spray. You can just go ahead to moisturize, but because I want to include the other part of my scalp into the process of moisturizing, that is why I'm just spraying the hair tea into my edges. And also to get the benefit of the herbs into my edges, I love to use hair teas a lot. If you've been watching my videos, you would know that. After spraying the hair tea in and massaging very well, I'll apply oil on my edges and the other part of my scalp. You can use any oil of your choice, but in this video, I'm using my homemade rosemary and aloe vera oil. I'll just apply the oil and take my time to massage for a while. You can also decide to apply external heat on your edges after applying the orange juice on your edges, and you can also decide to just wash it out after a few minutes, but I always leave it in for at least 15 to 20 minutes before I wash it out. I forgot to mention that. So after applying the oil on my scalp and my edges, the next thing I'll do is to apply either butter or grease to finally seal in the moisture on my edges. In this video, I'm using my homemade butter. You can use plain butter, you can use grease as well. As for me, I use either butter or grease to finally seal in the moisture into my edges. And after the application, I don't just leave my edges that way. I still spend time to massage. Massaging your scalp and your edges really helps to regrow them. It is very effective. So don't joke with it. That is one thing I started doing to see growth in my edges, even in my hair generally. Whenever I apply anything to my scalp, I make sure I spend time to massage. The second thing I stopped doing to start seeing growth in my edges is heavy hairstyles. As you all know, I'm not against protective styles on your hair. I'm not against adding extension to your hair, but I'm against heavy hairstyle, tight and heavy hairstyles. I made sure I avoid doing tight and heavy hairstyles. Whenever I'm adding extension to my hair, I always go for light extension, mostly kinky hairs, because they are lightweight. I hope you find this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to be consistent. Bye.